Hi everyone, welcome to my another video today. Today I'm going to show you how to use one of my favorite database administration tools. It's called DATAGRIP. This is a product from one of my favorite companies, JetBrains. All right, without wasting a lot of time, let's go. And the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna download DATAGRIP, and then I'm gonna show you how you can connect with a database like maybe MySQL, but DATAGRIP works with all types of databases. And then I'm going to show you the interface and some of the few features I like to use. All right, so all I need to do, just go on Google and type DATAGRIP. And the first link should be from JetBrains. And then I'm going to click there. Okay, just like you see, DATAGRIP, many databases, one tool. It doesn't matter which type of database you use. DATAGRIP is cross-platform in terms of databases, and it's also cross-platform in terms it works with other operating systems like Mac or Linux. Right now, I'm on Windows. All right, so let's download. And you see here, they give you a free 30-day trial. That should give you a good time to just try it for free. They don't ask for any credit card, so just try it. All right, I'm going to download. I'm using Windows, so I'm going to download Windows. Okay, I'm just going to click download. Okay, thank you for downloading DATAGRIP. All right, you can see there it's downloading. That's good. Awesome. It's just about to finish. Perfect. I'm just going to open. All right, now let me install DATAGRIP. So to install is just easy. You just need to double click. All right, a window should pop up. All right, do you want to allow this app to make changes? Yes, I do. Just click yes, and then the setup guide will show you how to start installing. So I'm just gonna click next. I'm gonna click next. So you see, it's gonna save in my program files under JetBrains and the DATAGRIP, and the space required is 1.5 GB. All right, I'm just gonna click next. All right, now here you see some of these configuration. Do you want to create a shortcut? If it's good, I think it's good. You might want DATAGRIP. Do you add open what? I love adding this. Create association, like all SQL files should open with DATAGRIP. Okay, I like that. I can add that and restart needed. Update path variable. Admin. Okay, I can check that too. I'm not sure what it does, but restart will be needed for this. I'll just leave it for now. All right, and then next, and then just click install. All right, should take a few seconds to finish installing. All right. Still going. And while it does that, I can just minimize my other windows because I don't need them for now. And let's wait for it to finish. Perfect. It has finished. And here you see, click finish to close setup. But you see this checkbox here, I run DATAGRIP. I check that so that when I click finish, it will automatically open DATAGRIP. Just click finish. All right. Of course, you have to accept the terms and conditions. I say continue. It doesn't matter which you select here. I'll just say don't send. All right, there we are. So right now we are on the first screen here of DATAGRIP that it wants you to activate an account. Now, remember, we just downloaded the trial version. So I'm just gonna say here, start trial. And After clicking that, I think I can just exit. Oh, no, you cannot do that because I think I have to log in, because otherwise it just went away. So I'm just gonna open and open it again. I think they're forcing us to log into an account. So, or if you don't have one, you have to register. I already have an account. So for me, I'm just gonna log in. But for you, if you don't have an account, just you can just click register. It should open a JetBrains Word website, and then you can sign in with Google or with GitHub, or you can create an account if you don't have one. That should be a very quick process. Once you're done that, you can come back here and log in. So I'm just gonna log in because I have an account. Just say login. All right. Let's see if this will be smooth. Sign in. All right, I normally check both of those boxes. I say allow. See authorization successful. You can close this page and return to your ID, which is what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna close that, the browser window. All right, now we're back. All right, now yes, start trial. I can say send me tips to learn DATAGRIP faster. Tell me about new product features that come out. I think it's good to do that. They have awesome tools. And then I just say start trial. See here, my subscription is active until May 1st because today is April 1st. All right. I can just say continue. Perfect. Now this is your first welcome screen of DataGrip. Below here, they have just recently introduced new UI for most of their tools, actually, not only DataGrip. I'm talking about JetBrains. They have introduced new UI. I'm not gonna enable this new UI because I've not tried it and I'm not comfortable with it. So I will leave that for now. I'm just gonna use the normal old UI, which you can see here. We have projects. What does this do? Okay, this you just click here about, okay, customize. I'm not customize anything. I can increase the font size, but I'm just not going to change anything for now. Plugins. Normally, when I use JetBrains product, I don't install any plugin because normally by default it has got everything that I need. I normally don't install anything, but I'll show you later. I might install just one thing. I'll show you later. And then here, learn. You can here click help, get started, DataGrip on YouTube. That's the YouTube channel, keyboard shortcuts, and tip of the day. And then you have this other, it's just an option menu. You can customize. All right, we're not gonna do anything there. So back to projects. On projects, we want to open a new project from scratch. So just click here, new project. And then this one, I'm gonna say DataGrip 101. That's the name of our project. And then I'm just gonna say, okay. It's going to open the window. All right, so that is our DataGrip window. As you can see, um, I see here a note from Microsoft Defender. Okay, let's see what it says. Okay, I don't know. I'm just going to close that for now. I'm not going to do anything. All right, so this is our window here, and I can maximize here to see so that you see full screen. You have file, edit, view. You have your top bar menu there. This is the name of our project, which was DataGrip 101. Normally, these are just they show you how to see database view, to manage your data sources. You can go and read about those. I'm just going to show you my workflow, normal how I use DataGrip. So, quick overview of the user interface. So on the left here, we have Database Explorer. If I click that, I see this is my Database Explorer. So this is where I'll see my databases, my tables, my columns. This is all that allows me to access my different objects. And on my very right, where it says Files, I can click that Files, and I can see This kind of allows me to navigate to different sections. It's kind of, I would say, it's kind of like a file explorer of some form. First, it shows me the path where this project is. I can also click this arrow here. I can open files. Can go back to files. I can click this folder. I think it goes to different. I can select a different location where I want to save my project. So that's just a quick overview of how these different interfaces are. You have your right hand column. I use it a lot. I will show you. And then you have your left. This is where your database is going to be. And then you have the center. This center area here is where most of your work will be done. All right. So how do we start our project? So first thing first is, like I said, DATAGRIP allows you to manage any kind of database. I don't know which kind of database you are a big fan of, but personally, I use MySQL a lot, my SQL. Other people might be interested, maybe SQL Server or Postgres or maybe MongoDB or SQLite. I mean, it doesn't matter which database you're interested in, DATAGRIP allows you to manage it. So how do you start? Like I told you, I'm gonna show you how to explore using MySQL. So the first thing you need to do is just gonna go to this new, and then you click your data source. And then if I go to my data source, you see here complete support. That DATAGRIP supports all these kind of databases here. You see, this is a complete support, and also it has partial support, basic support for all of these kind of databases. So you see, plenty. So my favorite, the one I use, is MySQL, is right here, and you can see there is Postgres, SQLite, Microsoft SQL Server, MariaDB, all those kind of great databases. All right, I click MySQL. It's going to open up a MySQL window. Awesome. Now, just a quick pause here. I've already installed MySQL on this computer. Now, because on this video, I just want to focus on DATAGRIP, I did not want to go all the process of installing MySQL, then DATAGRIP, then showing you the interface. The video will take such a long time. So here, you might need to pause. If you don't have MySQL installed on your computer, you might need to go and install that first. And I actually have a video that shows you how to install MySQL on your computer. I have one video that just says exactly how to install MySQL on Windows that I've linked on this video. So you can click on the link there on the description. So make sure you install MySQL first before you proceed. Or if you use a different kind of database, you need to install that kind of database. If it's Postgre or SQLite, make sure you install it before you go to this stage of connecting. All right. After saying that, so let's connect. I see I already have one problem. That might be drivers probably. Let's see what it says. Okay, downloading missing. Okay, that's good. No problem. Let's go back here. So our name of I would say this is kind of our connection, I would say, is I would say localhost. I'm not going to change anything there. It says driver is MySQL, connection is default, C port number 3306, that's the default port number for MySQL, host, localhost, authentication, username and password. All right. Now, before I continue, let's download these missing drivers. So click there, download. Perfect. It has downloaded that. That was pretty quick. And then if you have installed MySQL on your system, as part of installation, it normally requires you to create a password for the root user. So I already did that because I already installed MySQL, and I told you you can go and install on your own using the video provided. All right, the password I said there was the same password. I said just root. And so that's the only two things I need to add: use and password and the test connection. And it should accept test connection. Let's see. Voila, succeeded. That was pretty simple. Okay, the connection succeeded, and you can see here is MySQL 8.0.32 that was installed. This is perfect. All right, I can just click here, apply. It's going to apply that, and then I click OK. Perfect. And I can see a notification here, default SQL dialect. You can set MySQL as a default dialect for this project. So I can click this to set. to be like the default is because it allows for so many other words. Let me click this. Normally I don't. This is the first time I do this. Okay, maybe that was just a quick, or configure. All right. All right. Project. Okay. This is global. Okay. You can set all. Okay. Cool. This just says you can set all projects on DATAGRIP to follow one specific database system, or you can be specific for that just one project. So that's fine. I can just close this for now. And this is our MySQL local installation. If I click the arrow to expand, I can see localhost. It says click here to display other schemas. Okay, got it. So I can click this arrow. If I click this arrow, this you say 0 of 6, I can click this to see other objects. So you see, and I can check these check boxes to allow everything. So for some reason it came with Sakila, that's one of the database. Well, all of those, I can just allow all so that we can see. And then if I just click refresh here, if I go back, you can see all of them are here. I think these are the one that comes by default when you install MySQL. On Windows, it even install this default database. It's called Sakila. If you just expand, it has all of those words. I've never worked with that database, but these are just default MySQL installation. All right, cool. That is called world. I don't know about that. Cool. And we might later open and see what is on each of these. Okay, cool. But as of right now, I'm just gonna show you quickly how I normally work. So already I've enabled localhost. But what if you have a different database? Like if you have like a remote database, maybe somewhere on the server, you're not working on localhost. What can you do there? So all you need to do, you can just add another data source. So I can just click here, add another data source. I'm going to select MySQL. If what is MySQL? And then I'm just going to name here, maybe this is my remote database. If you had that, you can just say this is my remote database and then username. So you go to that website, that provider, what the username for that database, and what the password you set, and then you say apply. Okay, and it should be simple like that. And I think you can have as many connections as possible here to different databases. You see here, you can keep on adding as many as you want, you see. So I don't have any remote database to work with, so I'm not going to work with that. So right now I can just click the other one that I've just added to. I can click minus to remove remote database. Also, I don't have, I can just remove that too. So we can remain with our original what? And I can just say, okay, we're just remaining with our original local database, MySQL database. All right, cool. So how do you begin now? Well, let's create a database. Let's create a database. Now you see by default here it has opened this console window. So this is how you put your commands and then you run them. Right here you execute. So also while I'm doing this, I can decide to work with this database that came with MySQL, but I don't want. I just want to begin from scratch. Let's say you're beginning a new project, you have to create a new database. So now I'm on my DATAGRIP. I just say create database, and this will be example database 1, right? I'm just going to say create. It will create. So we should see example. See, example database 1 has been created right here. And if I expand that, now there are no columns, so there is nothing. But you see, it has already executed via console. So there are very good things we can do with this short script right now. I can decide to save it. So for example, I tend to save a lot of SQL commands so that I don't have to remember every time like the syntax to create a database or what. So I can just say, see, this console is open. I can just go to file and say save as, And you see here it says users. I want to save on my DATAGRIP project. I can open here. I can go to open, and that should be on DATAGRIP projects, DATAGRIP 101. Okay, I say okay. So I want to save that in DATAGRIP 101, and this I'm just gonna say SQL create database. So I'm saving that script to this folder. I just say okay, and right there on my project DATAGRIP 101, you can see SQL create database. So I can close this. I can close this console. Next time when I want to create a database, I can just go back here. I can open and just run that script. You see? Okay, I always do this whenever I'm creating a database, working with database. I always love saving my script so that I don't have to type them again or to just have to remember syntax and stuff like that. Okay, so we've already created database. I've closed. So now we don't have any console windows. And this is my database. Now you see all these other databases that come with MySQL. Now, if I don't want them, if I see they're kind of making my whole interface to be dirty, I can click on next to this localhost. I can click that and I can hide them. So let's hide everything except our database. So I can uncheck all and say I'm just gonna hide everything except my example database 01, right? I just have to refresh. If I go back, see, it's only that one. The server objects, I normally don't work with that a lot, but all this came with MySQL installed, so you can just that's fine. You can just leave as it is. So this is our database. Now let's say I want to create tables. Now you can just right click and say new table. So there are two things you need to know. That DATAGRIP allows you to work using commands or using graphical user interface. So you can be going back and forth. So let me show you another thing. Let's create one more database. I just have to click here, new query console. That's where you're gonna put your commands. And then let's say create, and you see it has this autocomplete. Every time you see this autocomplete, create database, and then I'm gonna name this example example database 02. You see, this is my second database. I've created this database again using console window and using command, and then I can run. It's created there. And then I can save this, but this is technically the same command, so I'm not going to save right now. I can just close. So what if you want to use a graphic user interface to create your tables? I can do the same. I can go back here to my connection. I can right click and say new. Now, depending on the database you use, the name for database might be kind of different. So MySQL, I think they call creating a database same as creating a schema. So I can say using a GUI now. I can say, okay, create a schema, and the name, I can say this is example database 03. And then you have this coalition. I'm not going to change that. They give you these other options there. Okay, I'm not going to touch that. Let's see if I can expand this a bit. Okay, that's good. This, I think about permission. You can add stuff. You can add users and what. I'm not gonna do anything. So by default, and then it's gonna show you a preview of that command. So example database 3 show preview, and if I select OK, it's gonna execute that. But right now, I did not type anything. I just used the GUI, the graphical user interface. Just click OK. See, example database 3. Let's do that one more time. I'm just gonna here, right click, say new schema, like say example database 04. Okay, so the first two we created using console, the other one we created using GUI. All right, cool. So how do we create after database? We create tables. Then after tables, we create our columns. So I'm just going to be working from example database number 1. We'll leave this. So I can come here and right click and open a new console. All right, and I say okay, create table, create table called users. I can type everything in one column. So if I go back, for example, I can type everything in one column, but obviously it's become a bit hard to read. I can say my first what is ID and is an integer, and I can put other attributes of it. If it's null, let's make it a primary key. Then I can say the next one is like name, and this is like voucher. Maybe only allows for 20 characters. I can put more attributes like if it's null, if it's not null, you get it. And then after name, let's say gender. Okay, gender also is voucher, and then let's say also 20. And cool, I'm done. Now you see in one line it's kind of becomes hard to read. That's why DATAGRIP allows you also to have this in this format, in this format, this format. See, so my script is ready. I can just click execute and it should run just like that. And you see this green border, it shows you where the script will be running. So run this, is executing there, completed. So if I go back here, I see my tables 1 and I see my tables users. If I enable, I can see my columns 3. I can click on the users table, I'll see ID, name, gender. You see, so it's pretty cool. I can go back and close all tabs. I can go back. So whenever I'm creating a table on a specific database, I have to make sure that database is highlighted. So I can go back here to database, right click. Now I can again create a table using what? Using commands, but I don't want to do that. I want now to use a GUI. I can go back here, new table using a GUI, and it allows me, all right, what's your table name? Now let's say I want my table name to be after users. Let's say I'm just gonna name this is maybe YouTube channels. Let's say YouTube channels. This is the name of the table and secret table that, and I can click here. It shows you can add comments. There is a lot of stuff you can add. I'm not gonna do anything there, but you can go to columns here and add one column after another. So you see here, I can even click here to add a column primary key and stuff like that, or go to a specific column here and click add a column name, so, or delete it. All right, so if I kind of minimize everything, I can say add column, and my column 1 should be YouTube channels. Maybe I'll say channel ID. Channel ID is int, that is fine. You see, you can say not null, auto increment. That's a good one to have. And whenever I check that, it's automatically creating that script for me. See, that's the advantage of it. And I can say okay. So if I say okay, it means this window to be done. It only have one field. So I need to continue working till I'm done with everything. So let's just add one more column. One more column, and then this is gonna be channel name. And then let's say we want our name to be the primary key. You can do that. You can just right click in channel name. I think we can say let's see, new primary key. Okay, so the channel name is primary key. So it gives you a lot of these options. You can play around and see what you can and can't do. And okay, but I'm done. I just click okay. All parts of must be not null. Okay, cool. If there is an error, it tells you. So if I need to go back, columns, channel name, I have to click this, check that box. So it's not null. If I click OK, it should accept now. Okay, there is an error. It says here incorrect table definition, there can be only one outer column, and it must be what? So okay, only one outer column. All right, so let's go back. I'm just gonna uncheck this, and then that will be fine. Oh, it's because the other one was also an int, and then that was the problem. So I can leave this to auto increment, go back to channel name, data type. This should not be an int, should be varchar, and I would say 25. So all right, and then that's not null, that's good. All right, okay. Table YouTube channels already exist. I think I might have accidentally added two. Oh, what's happening here? I can delete this. Let's see. I don't know what's happening. Let me kind of delete this. Delete this. You see, sometimes those kind of things happen, especially when you're coding live. Okay, cool. YouTube channels, PK. Okay, this video is gonna be way longer compared to what I originally intended it to be. All right, okay, that has accepted. If I go back here, I should see my two tables. The other one is YouTube channels, channel ID, channel name. This video is becoming super long. So I think I should pause there for now. I'll make another video to continue, but I just wanted to show you how you can kind of get started with DATAGRIP. There are so many other features. I think I'll have to make version 2 of this. Now that's when how you can add, for example, here I can add hello channel name 1. I can just say this is, I can just edit right here, website vanilla. I can keep on adding another one. Maybe, yeah, once we finish with the one, you just click enter. What's happening now? All right, can delete. I don't know what was happening, but if let's say this is just website vanilla, click enter. It does not accept. I think it might be the let me go back and say we can go back quick documentation. So this was an int and I never changed it. That's why it's failing. All right, so things are not kind of not working right now. I can just say number 1, add another one, number 2. All right, cool. I'm gonna pause there. I think the video is way long compared to what I expected. I'll make a version 2 which will be more into maybe the good stuff on how to add data, delete, but essentially that's how DATAGRIP works. Okay, let me know how this went, and thank you so much. I'm gonna pause now.